here she comes, the highway woman. She comes with music for your soul, and then moves along. She moves along.
If you're just joining us, this is Bridget London, and you're listening to the Highwaywoman radio show. Now, I am so excited to have a good friend of mine, just an amazing singer-songwriter that I met out in, I believe we met in Luckenbach, Texas, and man, can this woman sing and write and play the guitar. She's got a brand new album out called Your Mistake, Miss Emily Herring. Hey, Emily, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Man, I was excited to get this record because I've, heard you sing for a long time now, and I have your other records, which I like and do play. But this record, wow.
Well, thank you.
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, the other ones are not so wow.
No, not that they're not wow, but I really think your whole energy comes through on this one. You're just really in your groove.
It's the real deal.
Yeah.
These ones are kind of partially me, but this is actually me for the first time.
Your whole self, and you can, and that comes through, So what do you think? What do you think made that happen? Like with this record, what makes this one different in that way?
Well, the first one I put out, I was a little desperate to put out something. I had some great songs, but only a few, and not enough for an album, and it didn't occur to me at the time to do an EP, so I threw some trash on there, and it was kind of like influenced by the punk country scene, where it's just kind of messy, but then also like a little bit of like a field recording kind of thing that I wanted to do, and it turned out great for the tracks. But so the second album is me kind of recutting some of the good tracks, but not to the way I would have actually played them. It was kind of like a for radio kind of deal.
Right.
I mean, the guys that played on it were fantastic, but it wasn't me. It wasn't me. No offense to my awesome players on there. It just wasn't my heart and soul,
And then how did you go about recording this? Where'd you do this one at?
I split this one up. It took me 2 years to make this album. I did part of it in Portland, Oregon, with some of my older bandmates that I had there. So I cut most of the album there, and then I came back down here to Texas, and that's when I cut Austin City Limits, Prairie Lee, and Don't Waste Time. So it was an interesting kind of project to put it all together, and I'm glad that it all works.
Yeah, and it flows together really well. Speaking of Austin City Limits, ain't got no. Let's play it for everyone. And when did you write this song? I've heard you sing this live in Luckenbach many times, and love it. So everybody loves it.
Oh, thanks. I guess I wrote it about almost a year ago. It was an idea that I had been kicking around for a really long time, and I figured if I had the idea, eventually somebody else would. So I had to make it happen.
That's
I was
right.
like, before somebody else takes this idea, which is, it's just there waiting to happen, I was like, I need to do it. It needs to be me.
Awesome. Here we go, folks. Emily Herring from her debut album, Your Mistake. Austin ain't got no city limits.
Streets with no room for 2 left feet. Goodbye to Carolina and Austin town. Now Austin ain't got no city limits. You can't estimate a Texas mile. You might need to roll the dice, 'cause we've got Ray and Tony Price. Austin makes the whole world smile. Now if you swim that creek.
And we're back here on the Highwaywoman radio show. That was Austin City Limits by Emily Herring, my guest here on the show. Texas Hill Country favorite show. Yay. So, Emily, tell me now. You did a bunch of releases for the show around Austin and in the Hill Country. Are you going to be touring on this album at all later this year? You think?
In my dreams, the answer is yes. I think that I will be able to put it together, but it's going to be a little while. I'm going to have to wait until after summer's over. There's just too much going on in Texas to leave, you know? Like, summer's wonderful here, you know? So I'm going to, you know, it may not be while the album is still on the radio or whatever, but I just love touring anyway.
Right.
So I want to make it happen, you know?
Did you grow up in Oregon? I know you lived there. Is that where you grew up? Where did you grow up?
No, I grew up in Houston. And then moved out to the suburbs. I lived in Denton for about 6 years, and then I moved to Oregon for like almost 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Too long.
When you were growing up, who did you listen to? Who do you think affected you? Obviously, Patsy Cline, I can hear, but you know, who do you think affected you artistically the most that you listened to?
Well, I have to say that my first major influence as a musician, you know, because I started playing guitar kind of young, but I was listening to it was like the 80s, you know, and I was listening to a bunch of hair bands and stuff like that. So my first major influence, and I like to think of him as the man that taught me how to really love music, was Paul Simon, actually.
Cool.
Surprising enough.
Interesting.
Yeah. My mom forced me to go see him, and I just fell in love. I was just like, wow, music can be all of this. It's not like a glittery giant show. It's like this beautiful thing, you know. And I grew up on Willie Nelson, you know, and like in the late 90s, Willie put out one of his first like cover mix albums, Across the Borderline, and that had like a couple of Paul Simon tunes on it, so I went out and bought it. Between that and Radney Foster's Del Rio, Texas, I was slowly moving my way into country.
Right.
Yeah. It took me a while. It took me a while to really get into country. I as a child, that's what I wanted to do, but then I just kind of kicked it away because I was like, that's not cool. You know, I want to
Right.
be in Poison.
Right.
I want to wear leather pants and have big hair.
Right. Well, it was I hear you. I'm the same time, you know, time frame. So that's.
But you could still do that in country music now. You know?
That's right. Heck yeah, you can do anything you want. Well, let's.
Big hair is still recommended for women.
Yes, that's true. I still have kind of big hair, I think, a little bit. So.
Well, you have long hair. But.
Let's play another track from this awesome album that everyone needs to go download right now. Here's One Steals the Load.
Dispatched like a airplane, but I'm loaded like a hair trigger, like a freight train. And I see one hand that's made of steel and one made of gold. Lord, one does the work, now the other one steals alone.
So now you're living in San Marcos, right, Emily?
Yes.
How do you like it there? It's beautiful. Beautiful city, isn't it?
I love it. I absolutely love it. My mom and I inherited my granddad's place when he passed away, and that was 2 years ago, and I live here now. I'm this house that both of my grandparents died in. I sometimes I feel them here, you know, but there's nothing weird about it. It's wonderful.
Absolutely, I can see that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet, you know, they'd want you to have it, obviously, and that's carry on that energy, you know. San Marcos is a beautiful town, and you play around San Marcos a lot. Tell everybody kind of, for those our Texas listeners and those coming through Texas, you know, some of the places they can find you at from time to time here.
Well, you know, Cheatham Street is a great venue in San Marcos, and another great venue that I do a little happy hour with a friend of mine once a month is Triple Crown, which for any musician that's looking to find a gig in town, you don't have any, big connections or whatever, look up the Triple Crown, man. Those people treat you good. They're nice people, nice regulars. Just a good place to get a little foothold here in San Marcos, And some people are, like, later on it's kind of a college scene, but if you're looking to just get out there, the happy hours are great and they treat you good, Billy's Ice House is great. I love Billy's. And, God, there's so many out here.
Yeah.
Giddy Ups is a nice spot. I like Giddy Ups a lot. Nancy treats you like family, That's the best part about a lot of these places is that you're like Cheatham Street or any of that. Even, the Triple Crown, places like that, you're family there, you go where everybody eventually knows your name pretty fast. Riley's Tavern is a decent place. I've been playing at here and there, and God, there's just so many great places out here,
Where can people find your schedule, Emily? Do you want to give out your website?
Yeah, my website is emilyherring.net. Also, I don't know what everybody's opinion is, but I absolutely love Reverb Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Reverb Nation / Emily Herring. That site is just great for no-nonsense information. Always update your shows real easy, everything. So that's my favorite place to plug, really.
Awesome. Well, let's play Terra Lingua from Your Mistake. What do you think?
All right, sounds good.
Here's Emily Herring.
The first time that you held me, I didn't make tea wheel. You swore you'd leave the road behind, but I'm waiting on it still. Viva Turling Wood. It's another night alone with my Antigua. Your wrongs can't be forgotten with tequila. Song Viva Turling Wood.
And that was the song Terra Lingua. Emily Herring from your album Your Mistake. And Emily's just fantastic to see live, folks. And the whole deal, musicianship, vocals, and writing. And you got to check her out. And if you don't have this album, I highly recommend it. It just fits just so perfectly with in roots music with its own unique spin. And I'm excited about her having such a great album out because I've always been a fan of Emily's. And I think we'll go out with Your Mistake. Anything that you want to, anything coming up, any projects you want to share with our listeners, Em?
Well, I'm looking forward to doing that gig with you in August. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
I think that's
hey,
gonna be
let's
fantastic.
mention that.
Uh-huh.
That's right. We're doing
Let's
a
do
show
it.
called, that's right, the Honky Tonk Heroines on August 14th at the Rattle Inn. And it's free to the public, presented by the Appreciation of Texas Women in Music Project. And we've got Emily's going to be on the bill. I'll be playing, and Terry Joyce, and steel guitarist Rose Sinclair, Mandy Marie Luke, and Sarah Pierce. It's going to be really cool. So.
And just a great, yeah. I love Rose too. She played with me recently. We're going to do a project where we play for retirement homes and play some like Western swing and stuff. I think.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. We really kind of been missing each other right now, but we're gonna get that together. She's great.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
fantastic.
on the bill is great. But
Yeah. And
really fun. Really
I'm
fun.
excited that we do have Rose she's going to do a couple steel guitar solos just to kind of, because it's just really wonderful to showcase all the great women, and we've got all great songwriters, and I'm excited that you're going to do the show, and that'll be the first show you and I
excited.
ever do together, really, I think.
That's true. That's
Is that
right.
It is true. We picked together down in Lukenbach when you come down there, but an actual, show is cool to be on the bill together. I'm looking forward to that, Emily. So,
Me
and I'm
too.
so
Man,
proud.
That's gonna be really fun.
Proud of you with this record and excited for you. And I haven't seen you for a while, so hope to see you soon. And at least before August.
I need to get out. I need to get out to Lukenbach.
We're going to go out with Your Mistake. Do you want to talk to me a little bit about this song?
It's not a long story, but basically I wrote it because I used to do a full band gay country dance night in Portland, Oregon, called Light in the Ropers.
Okay.
And people in Oregon, the Ropers part was a little bit lost on people, I guess. As a Texan, Ropers are like, the air that you breathe, but but so I wanted to write a song for that, because there was this kind of gay country line dancing phase that blew through Oregon for about, I don't know, a year or so, and I think there's some people still doing it out there, but yeah, so I wrote this song for that. Really, was the whole point, and it was really fun. It was really fun. I know. It's totally like ridiculous.
It sounds funny. I love it. You're always interesting, Emily. I swear to God. Here we go with
I try to be.
With Your Mistake. The new album is called Your Mistake. This is the title track. You can download it at all digital retailers. You can go to reverbnation.com/Emily Herring or emilyherring.net. She's on Facebook. And get a copy of this great record. Thank you so much, Emily, for being on the show.
Oh, it was a great pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I think it's your mistake. But we'll take no offense if you just turn and walk away. We've been forgiving and forgetting every time you look our way. But you dig it one step further, son. It's your mistake.
Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Bridget London, and this has been the Highwaywoman Radio Show.
Now there she goes, the highwaywoman, and she's brought music to your soul and moves along. She moves